Hello, I'm Seamus McDonald and it's April 10th, 2021. And this is an update for Scamp Sailboat number 459. At the end of the 2020 sailing season, I made a list of issues that I needed to deal with in order to make some improvements to my Scamp. So the first issue we encountered was a quite annoying issue. It's a small leak that lets water into the starboard side buoyancy compartment. It's a very slow leak, but at the end of a day's sailing, you might have as much as a gallon of water in that compartment. I believe the water is coming in through the centerboard pivot pin. And if we take a look at the drawings, we can see that the centerboard pivot pin here is always below the water level when the boat's in the water. And here's a larger scale detail of the pivot pin. This area here is the starboard buoyancy compartment, and that we're getting the water into. And I believe the water's leaking in through this pin connection. So I need to find a better way of sealing this pin and the pin cap. Originally, when I installed the centerboard pivot pin, I used a natural bedding compound called dolphinite. Now I use this because it never hardens, so it makes it easy to remove the pin when the pin needs to be removed. So I went ahead and I pulled the pin, and as you can see, it still has some of that dolphinite bedding compound on it, and it's still pliable. It hasn't hardened. So I'm going to clean this all up, and I'm going to use a different compound. So I'm going to use the 3M 4200 marine adhesive sealant. So this is a marine sealant that is non-permanent, so it should be able to remove, but hopefully it will give a better seal, and that will solve my leak problem. The second issue we had was water leaking into the cockpit through the centerboard cap, and this happened mostly while sailing downwind. So in order to fix this last year, I bedded the casing cap with silicone caulking. However, now that I need access to the centerboard casing again, this cap is really stuck fast, and I'm really having trouble getting it off, and I think I might end up destroying it to remove it, so I'll have to probably build myself a new centerboard casing cap. And this time when I reinstall it, I'll bed it in the dolphinite bedding, because I think that's a better use of the dolphinite here. It should keep the water out, and it should be easier to remove the cap in the future.